I first need to prepare the individual textures that'll be used for the animation. I downloaded the expressions made by PCH Vector from FreePic. A link is in the description. In GIMP, I open the image and right-click on the layer to add an alpha channel. Using the Fuzzy Select tool, I select the yellow color and use Ctrl X to remove the background color. I use Shift Ctrl A to deselect everything. I make a new image that is 500 pixels by 500 pixels with a transparent background. I use the rectangle select tool to select the first expression. I copy the selection and paste it as a new layer on the new image, making sure to anchor the copied image. I scale the layer to a width of 450 pixels, making sure the link is activated so the proportion is maintained. I drag down a horizontal guide to the top of the eyes. This will ensure that each layer is sitting at the same spot. I export the file as a PNG, using a number on the end to indicate a frame number, starting with 0. I repeat this process with each of the remaining expressions, numbering them in succession. I can now begin placing the textures onto my face. Add a UV sphere and shade it smooth. I switch to Material Preview and add a color to the UV sphere. I now import the images using Shift-A, Image, Mesh Plane, and choose Detect Image Sequences. I then rotate the image plane around the z-axis 90 degrees and move it in front of the UV sphere. Then scale down the images. I select the face and then the UV sphere, and using Ctrl P, I parent the object using Keep Transform. I then select the image plane, and in Edit mode, I right-click and subdivide it with 8 cuts. This will make it easier to wrap around the UV sphere. In Object mode, I add a Shrink Wrap modifier using the UV sphere as the target. For the Snap mode, I choose Above Surface and change the offset to 0.025. I split the viewport and open the timeline. If I now scrub through the timeline, notice that I can see each of the 15 faces across the first 15 frames of the animation. This isn't what I want. I want to be able to animate individual frames. I split the viewport and open the shader editor. Under the shader editor, I change the frames to 1. Now when I scrub through the timeline, I only see 1 frame. I can use the offset to move between the individual frames, which will show me the individual faces. Let's say I want to go from the smile to the wide grin to the toothy smile to the wink. I can insert a keyframe on frame 1 by hovering over the offset field and using the I key. I can then move to frame 20 and change the offset to the wide grin and insert a keyframe. On frame 40, I change the offset so I can see the toothy smile and insert a keyframe. Finally, on frame 60, I change the offset so I can see the wink and insert a keyframe. I copy the keyframes from frame 1 onto frame 80 so the animation can loop. When I play the animation, notice that all of the in-between expressions are also animated. This can easily be fixed by selecting all the keyframes. Then use the T key to open the keyframe interpolation menu and choose Constant. This will mean that only the expressions that I specifically use will be animated. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this tutorial about using a 2D face texture on a 3D object, then you may enjoy this video. Have a good day.